Welcome back. You know, we are definitely into the swing of the holidays. I was driving into the city and I decided I'd go down Union Street. I will stay on Kempton and just take that way in, see if New Bedford's finest are out doing anything or anything worth looking at going that way. I said, no, let's go Union this time. Let's change it up. A little variety. Apparently, a lot of folks are okay letting the electricity run because there are some Christmas lights, beautiful displays on some of the houses. So gratitudes, platitudes, all of the tudes to you for that because your house looks really nice, at least on the outside. Woman friend and I were driving, I don't know what day it was. It was a day last week we were coming back from Westport, and we went down Beaton Road, which is in Dartmouth, and eventually it will connect to Reed Road. And there was this one house that everywhere you looked, there was a light. There's some type of holiday light, and I mean this thing was lit up that it would light up all of Dartmouth Mall. That's the kind of display it was. Talk about attention to detail. They just didn't leave anything out. I thought maybe it was a little too much, but I can see how some people would think, wow, that is just spectacular. And indeed it was. I don't know if you've seen any good displays. I did go into downtown this morning, downtown New Bedford, and I could see some of the shops, how they were set up. And I mean, the display looks great. You've got the tree lighting ceremony in downtown this afternoon. It'll look like evening, but it will be this afternoon. And I could not help but think to myself, with all of the people that are doing their holiday shopping online, and then I pictured that with what I was looking at going down William Street. And then I'm not sure if the other street was Front, William, Spring. No, it wasn't Spring. But one of the other streets. And I'm thinking, I hope these folks get some business. Because I would hate to think that they're putting all of this display up and they get trickles and drabs. But you know how shopping is. People go big box, and people are shopping online. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Cyber Monday, which was, 5 days ago. Cyber Monday has extended into Cyber Week. It is unbelievable. There's a business that I frequent. They're online, and I'm going to say it was in September, maybe it was in August. They jacked their rates up like you wouldn't believe, and I thought to myself, well, if they're going to jack their rates up like that, I can no longer be interested. Well, wouldn't you know it? For Cyber Monday, the prices came down to a little bit less than what they were prior to them jacking them up. And my son said, just about everywhere you go, prices have gone up. And then they say they're doing either a Black Friday. But by the way, Black Friday is, you already know this, it's longer than just that one Friday. But, Cyber Monday is now a Cyber Week. So how do you tell? But at any rate, if I wanted to buy, I could save about 50% off of the jacked up rate from this other company. Yeah, not bad. But it makes me wonder, okay, so you lured me in. How long is this special going to last? Didn't pick up the phone to find out. 508-996-0500 to get onto the program today. I was in New Beige yesterday I was up on the avenue going to my favorite barbershop in New Bedford. And I was getting ready to go find some change when I remembered, 2 hours of free parking at the meters. Hey, it's a gift that the city of New Bedford gives on a regular basis, when it comes to the holiday season. 2 hours of free parking at the Z Garage, Elm Street Garage, and at the parking meters. Most of the parking meters. I'm not sure what they're doing with the downtown parking meters, but I know up on the avenue, those meters are free for 2 hours. Here's the good thing, besides the fact that they're free for a couple of hours. If by chance you're out and about longer than 2 hours and one of the meter, you call them whatever you want, I call them meter Nazis, they come and they slap a ticket onto your car. Take that ticket, go to the parking hut at the Elm Street Garage, and if you did shopping at a store where you spent $10 or more, they're going to take care of the ticket for you. Now, we can say a lot of things about city government, but in this particular case, that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. I don't know how many cities and towns that have meters are actually willing to forgive by, call it a validation. You shopped, you spent $10. I know they used to do that downtown. Maybe they're still doing it in downtown New Bedford too. I don't know. Not going to even try to guess. A few weeks ago, so sometime around Halloween, the story came out that UMass Dartmouth would be offering free tuition if you did not already graduate from college. They were offering free tuition. FREE, free tuition. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm thinking the same thing too. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Well, they're doing it. And now jumping onto the bandwagon is Bridgewater State University. Bridgewater State. Their program is to offer free tuition to low-income family students. And I think the price is $125,000, the family income, $125,000. I don't know how many families have an income of $125,000. But now you've got options. If you've got a child who's going to be graduating high school this year, maybe next year, because the programs, both schools, start in the fall. Your son, your daughter could go to either one of those schools. Basically, tuition and some fees, the mandatory fees, for free. Now, the application has to be in for Bridgewater sometime in March. I'm not for this program, but I'm trying to be a good egg about it and let you know. It's out there if you are so interested. I got a problem, though. A couple of problems. If we go down this particular road where we are going to pay for all the community colleges, kids that go to community college, kids that go to state colleges and state universities, and then the UMass system, is all of this so-called free tuition, is it going to be covered by the millionaire's tax? And what happens if and when the millionaire's tax runs out? Who's going to pay then? That's one thing. Here's the other thing that tickles my brain. If everybody has, let's say, an associate's degree, isn't that associate's degree somehow diluted? And then if everybody has a bachelor's degree, because basically you can get that bachelor's degree for FREE free, courtesy of some taxpayers. When you go to a job interview, how is HR and then the people that are going to do the hiring, well, everybody that comes through the door has some type of degree. So where's the validity of your hard work? Here's number 3, and we've talked about this one before. What about all the students that went to Bridgewater State, UMass, BCC, and then all the other schools beforehand that had to work their ass off to go to school, maybe worked 1 or 2 jobs while they were in school to pay for their tuition and fees? What are we saying to them? 508-996-0500 to get onto the program today. Hello.
Morning, Brian.
Morning, Brian.
I called in because I was listening to you talk about the cyber sales Monday and all the sales going on and the 50% off. Well, these retailers now, especially this year, what I've noticed, I know in the past you could get really, really good, a bargain for things, and I'm not saying that you still can't nowadays, well, this year for Christmas, but I'm going to give you a little example of what I saw yesterday. So I go to the Dartmouth Mall, and in that mall, there's only 2 children stores, okay? And I'm not going to mention the store on the phone here, but one caters more to infants, and the other one caters more to bigger kids. So anyway, I go into the one that caters more to the bigger kids, and I get down to where the pajama rack is because I'm looking for something to give a 2-year-old. And there's a big sign, gigantic sign on the rack that says, whatever special 50% off. Whenever I looked at the original price that was on that tag of those toddler pajamas, I didn't even know what to think. I started laughing to myself.
How much do pajamas cost?
It was $39.95.
Before or after the 50%?
No, before. $39.95. Now, really think about it. Okay, so it's 50% off, so which means it would be $20, okay?
Right, yeah.
But in anyone's right mind, who or when or where does pajamas for a 2-year-old anywhere cost $39.95? I mean, not even
Beverly Hills.
These were not Beverly Hills pajamas.
There you go.
They were just regular pajamas that you could buy at Walmart or Target.
So it's your belief that the price was either jacked up or it was already jacked up?
No, I believe that the price they were jacked up to $39 because, I've never seen in that store pajamas $39.95. So it was already jacked up so that when you took the 50% off, it was $20, which, really those pajamas probably in reality would cost $15.99. So, they were still, but, this is what, is going on out there right now.
Can I ask you one thing?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to ask more than one, but did you happen to look to see if they were made in the USA or made in China or whatever?
They were made in China.
Huh?
They weren't on.
Even the Chinese are in on it.
I'm sorry?
Even the Chinese are in on it.
Yeah. It wasn't like they were, a nice, heavy fleece, type of pajama. It was just, again, like, I could go to Walmart and buy that same type of pajama, but it's just, and this is what I've actually encountered in a lot of places. There are things that you look at, and you already know that they've jacked up the price twice.
Twice.
So they could give you the 50%. And in reality, they're not really giving you anything. I mean, they just figure, well, the customer will be in such a hype. They'll think they're getting a bargain, and they're not.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, thank you. I do appreciate it. Happy shopping.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to you in just a sec, so hold on. I can't help but think that a lot of these retailers have not seen customers. So they're thinking people don't know what the price is, so they jacked the price up. They didn't know. I mean, I was over at Stop and Shop. I think I told Barry this yesterday. I was over at Stop and Shop on Thursday, right across the parking lot from the radio station. And I normally buy Nature's Promise vegetable broth. Most of the time when I'm shopping, I'm at the Font's Corner store because it's convenient. I pay $2.19 for that container of broth. I'm at the Stop and Shop in Fairhaven, $3.39. And I'm thinking, what? And I talked to the person who was at the self-serve checkout. I've known her for, well, as long as I've been working here. And I said to her, I pay $2.19 for this. It's $3.39. I can't in good conscience buy this. To me, it was worth it to go back to the Font's Corner store. And when I'm driving over there, I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe they've raised the price everywhere, and it's going to be the same price down there. It wasn't. I got to the Font's Corner store. It was still $2.19. And you're thinking, Brian, for $1.20? No, I bought two of them. So basically, I saved $2.40. Is it a lot? Well, you know what? I come from the side of the street that says it's not so much how much money you make, it's about how much money do you keep. Hello.
Hi, Cheapo.
Hey, Cheapo. Thank you.
Good morning.
I appreciate that. Good morning.
Hey, so I'm glad you found a good barber that you like, because you were saying it on the phone that you were looking for one if anybody knows one.
Oh, remember? Yeah, that was a long time ago, but I was at the barber school the last time that I got cut. So I said, you know what? Not this time.
Your skin got cut?
My scalp.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That happened. So you in the school where they learned?
Yes.
Because I went to hairdressing school and I nipped a little boy's ear by mistake. That was terrible. And it was bleeding too.
Yeah.
And I knew the mother.
Yeah. Well, you seem like the type that might just nip. Oh, I'm so sorry. We've got another ear over here for you.
I'm not really that type. You got me all wrong. Don't be putting that on the air.
It's too late now.
No, I felt so bad.
No, I'm sure you did.
No, I wish I was that type, because I would have been chopping everybody up. You have to be that type in hairdressing, That's why I didn't end up doing it. So I really am not that type, honey. So the bottom line here, why I called is I really wanted to talk about that guy that's escaping right now. But I'll make one comment.
Which guy
on the
that
shopping.
is it? The one from that shot the CEO of United Health? That guy?
Yeah. Wait a minute. I wanted to make one comment first about the shopping. I did an impulse thing at Walgreens, and they have some cheap stuff in there too. And I bought some slippers for $6.99, and I said, "What'd you do this for?" The Dollar Tree's got the same ones, same thing, China. And I said, $7 compared to one, so that's my cheapo story. But
well,
I kept them. But you know what? What you're talking about is Dartmouth is usually higher than Fairhaven, by the way, because it goes by the town. They think there's more money in Dartmouth, and you're better off in New Bedford, really, at the one south end the other one.
Or
Because
the one on Kings Highway?
Yeah, because I find that matters what town you're in. They go up. Yeah.
Well, the manager over at the Fairhaven Stop and Shop, she said it is done by zones, but that the Fairhaven zone is higher than the Dartmouth and New Bedford zones.
I don't know why.
I don't, gas prices are higher over here too. I don't know if one has anything to do with the other.
They said they do well in that one, and I'm not crazy over that one.
What, the Fairhaven store?
No, I'm not. I can't find a lot of things that I want. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that guy that escaped.
Okay, go ahead quickly.
Do you know what's going on with that? Because I know they said they found some fingerprints and...
From the, I just want to make sure we're talking about the same one. The guy, the CEO.
Yeah.
The last I heard coming in this morning is that they figured the guy left New York City. And I was sitting there in the car, and 3 days later, and you're telling me you figured the guy left New York City.
But do you know why he did it?
I heard it had something to do with revenge.
About what?
I don't know.
I'd like to hear some input on that because I find it interesting, and I hope they catch him.
Well, I hope they catch him too. I mean, it's a pretty sad case. They know that he was in the shooter was in some type of coffee shop, then left there because they have him on video. They found a bike in the backpack in a park. I'm not sure that it was Central Park, but in a park, and he just kind of left everything. My guess, who sticks around? Who sticks around?
Usually they get caught. He's running already.
I would be.
Brian,
yes.
You're not going to do that. So
no, I'm not. Listen, but I would run. That's for sure. If I'm doing something like that, I'm gone.
Yeah, but some of them do stuff and then they shoot themselves. So could the one with the kindergartners?
Yeah, not me.
Brian, did you keep that big monstrosity? I'm just curious.
Which monstrosity?
That you used to park at Walmart?
I still have it, yes.
Oh, you're funny. Okay, I'll be listening.
All right, well, thank you. I don't know what's so funny about it. I still have it. I love it. 508-996-0500. Jim Phillips and your calls when we come back.
And good morning, everyone. Here's what's happening this week on Town Square Sunday. Kendra Parker of the Dartmouth Natural Resources Trust will fill us in on the latest project planned in North Dartmouth, converting 43 acres of cranberry bog into the DNRT's latest nature reserve. Jack Spillane of the online newspaper New Bedford Light will share his thoughts about a recent public hearing on a proposed recycling transfer station in the far north end. And Joe Ritter joins us with details on programs and activities planned for December and January at the New Bedford Fishing Heritage Center. I'm Jim Phillips. Join me for Town Square Sunday morning this week at 6 and 11 on 1420 WBSM and 99.5 FM.
Thank you very much, Jim, and we'll get to the Bitcoin Biz Barometer after we take this call. Hello.
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 I guess they'll be giving everybody a letter from Eversource, and I opened it up yesterday, and it looks like after you read it, in essence it says, when you get your bill, sit down.
That's what it says?
Well, in essence, that's what it's saying. It's going to go up 20%. So it says winter months will be tough, and it gave you a list of, if you can't afford it, you could go to these agencies or
like
whatever.
Pace?
I'm out of it. So
yeah.
I have to pay. But I'm down to the bare bones. Like, I can't find another place to say, okay, how can I recoup my 20%? I live in a drafty home to begin with. But the thing is, everyone is raising prices, and I don't think they're ever going to go back down.
Well,
it's not going to be the way it was.
In general, throughout my life, and I don't want to date myself so much, but I don't really know prices to go down. That candy bar that I bought 2 years ago cost more this year than it did 2 years ago. Same with underwear and you name it. Groceries, everything's gone up.
But it's a shock. How does a candy bar, Snickers, just a regular, for one person, not a giant Snicker, $2.89 at one store? I couldn't believe the sticker price on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I was young, they were 5 cents. So I'm glad I had my share of candy before I got this high.
Well, I agree with you. I don't buy it anymore.
Right.
I guess thank you, diabetes, for that, I guess.
Right. But at this time, at Christmas time, I'll be getting my bill. So it looks like, well, one more thing that you have to, provide the increase for.
So was that an Eversource electric or Eversource gas bill?
It said Eversource energy. It didn't. I believe it's heating. I think it is heating because it said it would affect people who heat their houses more than the electric heating people. So it's like, okay. But I hope it doesn't go up in another 5 years to, my whole salary.
Well, you know what? Expected. But are you in a position where your retirement pay also gets a cost of living increase?
Yes.
And but not nowhere near as much, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it'll go to Eversource. It'll go to food. But that's
you want, you can give it to me.
I'm grateful because I can pay my bills. But I feel sorry for people in my position who have more children or they have more health expenditures that I don't. And they're excluded because they're not falling below the poverty line. If I fell below the poverty line, I think I would have been a lot happier.
Why, getting all these other services?
Yes, I think that's the way. You get a deduction on your cable bill. You get a lot of other stuff, your electric, your gas. They give everyone, a chance of getting a reduction. But the people who are working hard, you don't get anything. You start realizing that.
Well, the people that are working hard are the ones that end up paying for that reduction that the other folks are getting.
Yes, nothing's free.
Nothing. Good luck. Keep us abreast of what's going on with that, please.
Oh, I'm sure that you'll be getting lots of calls about the higher cost of energy.
Yeah. No doubt about that. Hey, thank you.
Care.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. You too. 508-996-0500. Let's take a quick look at the Bitcoin Biz Barometer, where we measure the universal crypto marketplace. Wow. That's all I can say about this is wow. My guess is, and this is only a guess, sometime during the night, Bitcoin got over $100,000. When I wrote down the readings, 99,554. That's up 2,715 from last week at this time. Ethereum is up $278, coming in at $3,992. XRP rounded off to $2, up 7 cents. Solana, $236, down 22. Binance Coin is up $66 from last week at this time, coming in at $739. Dogecoin at 44 cents. That's up 2 pennies. Cardano, 121, up 7 cents. That's your big seven, so to speak, on the Bitcoin Biz Barometer. I get my numbers, as always, from coinmarketcap.com. Even when I was jotting them down, even as I was writing them down, the numbers were changing at that particular time. After a while, you just have to say, enough, and just call it quits at that. Anyway, coinmarketcap.com. No, they're not a sponsor. They're just a company that I think is highly reliable. That's why I present them to you. Let's see. It is chilly outside. If you're going outside, bundle up. Dartmouth, 27 degrees. Fairhaven, 29 degrees. And in New Bedford, 28 degrees. So we did the gamut. 27, 29, 28, hike. And as I like to do, I'd like to thank SouthCoast Towing for making the WBSM app FREE free to you and to me. And I found out, courtesy of Tim, I found out something about the WBSM app. If you download the WBSM app and you have it, you get weather updates 24/7. And we're into the wintertime right now, so that's something great to have. Never mind the fact that we're giving you news stories. Now you get the weather stories, the sports stories, all kinds of stories. I'm going to say things, courtesy of that WBSM app. And it's great to have